Hello. Are you ready to watch the best vlog you've seen all week? Listen, I think we could all do with some cozy, calm, parasocial interaction. So that's what this video is going to be. It's actually going to be very exciting, but in a very low-key kind of way. For example, we're picking up the next batch of Thrift Gremlin t-shirts. We're going to clean a couple rooms in my house together. I'm getting a new camera that we can talk about. We can talk about books. We could really do whatever. Because I think as adults, we need more time to just hang with our friends and not really do much. Just revel in each other's presences, especially when times are so dire and scary. So, first things first, let's tidy up. There's a few rooms in my house that, we'll say most rooms. They're not dirty, but there's just stuff out. Stuff on the surfaces. Maybe some dog hair on the floor. So let's just reset. Let's do a zhuzhi reset. And I'm gonna see how much I can get done in 10 minutes? 15? Imagine what we could do in 15. That's like half of 10 times 3. While I'm doing this, make sure you have a warm beverage or a snack or a cozy blankie. If you're watching from work or school, I'm so sorry, but congratulations on being very brave. Okay, let's get it on. This zone is like public enemy number 1. It's just the chill zone where chill guys hang. And that means that there's just a wooden spoon, a thermometer. I also put stuff on the stairs as a reminder to pick them up as I'm going upstairs. Those have been sitting there for 2 weeks. Am I just gonna add more stuff to take upstairs? Yeah. Like this is here from when I did my Japan haul. I filmed that at least a week ago. Longer. Ugh. Guys ever had these orange Lifesaver mints? They taste like Pez. Just saying. I've got a little thrifted sweater haul to show you. We use that as a little treat to get us through. Oh buddy, what are you doing down there? Whoa. We got this vintage ottoman at a thrift store. It's just such a good, weird, olivey, baby puke color. I just don't know where to put it. I feel like it could almost work as like a side table if we put a tray on it. It can stay here for now. I found your bone. Did you try and hide it? Here, hide it again. The camera I ordered is out for delivery. We're the next stop. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do with this. By the way, those of y'all who sent me holiday cards, thank you so much. You're the sweetest, and yours were the only ones that I displayed. Everyone else's went in the trash. Just kidding. They just went in the kitchen. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Allegedly. Let's go. Sorry. This is a chill video. Let's go. Okay, so this little camera is known for its wide angle, which, you know, I love a little fisheye wide angle moment. I thought it would be so fun to take thrifting. And if you see dog hair on my couch, and get a grip. I need a knife, just a little knife. What? How do I open this? Charger, camera. Oh, this guy is beefy. Sorry, calm video, calm. This guy's beefy. Wow. Can you see you? Hello. This is the Canon iVis Mini X. In the States, this was called the Canon Vixia Mini X. And there's also a Vixia just Mini, but the Mini X is the sequel. And the main difference is that you can plug an external mic into this one where you can't with the other one. Also, another difference is on the other one, there's no button to start recording. You have to tap on the touch screen, which is so annoying, but this one, check that out. Big old record button. Cute. It looks like Sailor Moon's little compact. I actually have the other version. Let me show you the difference. I know you come to this channel for tech reviews. It's totally what I'm known for. This is the original, just the Mini, the Vixia Mini, and then this is the Mini X over here. Definitely bigger. They don't make these cameras anymore, although I feel like maybe they're gonna start making them again because a lot of K-pop idols have been seen using them recently. So they are expensive for what they are. These like aren't 4K cameras, they're just HD. They're from like 2013, that decade. Cool. I shouldn't do that. Stop it. So far, our tidy up process has been pretty successful. But I'll finish it up tomorrow. For now, I need to go eat some tacos and watch some trashy early 2000s MTV. Nothing better on a Wednesday night. Everybody.
up. I'm sure like on the first.
Y'all, it is 3:55 p.m. I have not eaten lunch yet. It has been one of those days. And I thought today was going to be chill. No. If you're new here, I have a day job. I work from home as a creative director. So as much as I'd like to just putter around and film a YouTube vlog all day, I had to actually look at a spreadsheet. Oh, I almost threw up. I had to look at a spreadsheet a lot. Don't make me look at boxes. Anyways, I feel like an empty husk. I need to eat lunch, although it's almost dinner time. But after I eat, I'm gonna clean this because this is reminiscent of this right now. We need to fix it, okay? And if it's 3:55 p.m. on a Thursday for you and you also haven't eaten lunch, it's time, babe. Let's fuel up. You're never gonna believe this. I have a 7 p.m. meeting tonight. Illegal! I know, it should be illegal. Team that I work on is mostly based in San Francisco. Hold on, gotta help Kashi down the stairs. You're brave, let's do it, good job. He always gets stuck on the second to the last stairs, like right a foot off the ground. That means when they have a 4 p.m. meeting, 7 p.m. for me, which also means that I get to have a 6 p.m. iced coffee. While we wait for that meeting to start, I wanted to show you the sweaters that I just thrifted. I've been saying all winter that I have enough sweaters, too many even, especially sweater vests. And I was challenging myself to wear them, like wear a different sweater every day. And what do? Thrift a bunch of sweaters, but they were all vintage and beautiful. How could I say no? The prices vary so incredibly wildly at the thrift store. It's called Village Discount Outlet if you're in Columbus, in a good and a bad way. For example, this is a beautiful 100% Scottish Shetland wool, vintage. Oh, just the most beautiful cobalt blue, so soft. I know. With this nice ribbon bias where the buttons are. $5. It was originally marked $15, but they said as is because there's some holes in the shoulders and whatnot. But that means I get to learn a new skill, aka darning the holes. I think I have felt, like wool felting materials that's exactly this color that I could just felt over this, but I kind of want to try darning it. Will I do it? We'll see later in this video probably. And then I freaked my bean when I saw this. Can you even believe? Does that help your disbelief? I know, a tassel. When I saw these colors, I was like, I have to have that. I don't care if it doesn't even fit. I'll make it fit. It's a little tight. It was also $20, but she's a little 80% wool blend. Beautiful. I want to try blocking this. I've never done that before. I don't know how to do it, but I will also learn. We're learning so much in this video. Just a little tight in the pits and a little short in the arms. Everything else feels pretty good. Can you believe this guy? Oh, you are sleeping on purses. That must not be very comfortable. I did also get 2 purses to paint upon. I feel like I've been seeing this purse silhouette a lot. It's almost like this trapezoidal moment. Navy blue. Want to paint some big stars or something on it. And then, oh, do you mind if you can stay right there. Let me just, how much was it? $8. And then I got this ruby red number with a drawstring little cinch at the top, or you can keep it a little more bucket bag-esque. I thought that was cute. $6. Both of them are leather. And I got one more sweater that I was actually wearing yesterday, but let me grab it just to remind you. Keep Kashi company, please. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. What'd you guys talk about? I got this Icelandic sweater. Oh, it's from the brand Farmer's Market, which you can buy like online. It's a contemporary brand. I just love the colors so much. Mohair, viscose, a little bit of poly in there. Guess how much this was? I think you might have already seen in the footage. It was marked at $75. Do you think they looked up the brand? Because this sweater new is like 200 and something euros. But $75 isn't usually what I would just drop at a thrift store, just kind of willy-nilly. But then, guess what color was half off? Yup. So it was like $37.50. Is that math? I've already looked at spreadsheets too much today. Don't make me think about more numbers. Anyways, I was like, that's as much as the sweater had Zara. And this is not evil. I love it. You're just so toot. Mwah, you smell like fish. Goodbye. You'll notice that my office is in bags right now. It's because I'm working on an office makeover. What is that? I don't know when that's gonna go live or happen, but we're working on an office makeover for this room. We're working on one for Gus's office as well. And I know I said when I hit 100,000 subscribers, we would do a house tour, but I think I want to do those makeovers first so we can see the finished result all together. Also, hopefully, whoa, that'll put us kind of into like springtime, and I think that'll be prettier for filming a tour anyways. 7 p.m. meeting. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Bye. For a 7 o'clock meeting, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Mostly just got to look at and talk about pretty artwork, which, okay. Although during the meeting, I did get a YouTube notification. Someone commented and said, do you have a Tumblr? You give Tumblr vibes. I grew up on Tumblr. I don't have one right now though, but hey, maybe that's where we're all gonna end up at due to the state of things. TM. I wonder how many people jumping ship from TikTok and Meta platforms are gonna come over to the YouTubes. Don't forget, it's still owned by Google. That's all I'm gonna say. So it is 8 p.m. I do need to work on a script for YouTube, or an outline. I'm working on my 2025 trend predictions video right now, and this is gonna come out after that. And I'm sure I talk about this in that video, but it's been hard to think about trends. One, because there's just other stuff to think about, but two, kind of just feels like there aren't any trends, and also like I feel like people just don't really care as much as they used to. Myself included. So I want to go treat myself to a little treat out on the town and work on my outline, and hopefully that'll help me get my juices flowing. Come with me. Creamy. Look at that beauty. Iced iron spanner from Yomi. It's so good. I'm literally drooling. Happy Friday, gamers. Something very exciting is happening this morning. The most recent batch of Thrift Gremlin tees is ready to be picked up. They have been printed. We have a new colorway. Now that we have our fuel, let's go pick up so many shirts, hundreds of shirts. By the way, do you want a book update? We'll talk about books more later in this video, but I'm currently listening Piranesi. My heart holds so much sweetness for this labyrinth-confined scientist. Let's ride. Actually, before we do that, there's a Habitat for Humanity restore right in front of me. What if there's treasure in there? I can't just drive by. We're going. Something weird has been happening to me recently, and I feel truly like it is the universe trying to tell me something. So you know that thing where you'll hear about something one day that you like haven't thought about in forever, and then the next day you'll hear about the same thing, like kind of serendipity? That's been happening to me so much recently with really like archaic, weird words that I've never heard before, which I pride myself on having a pretty good vocabulary, lifelong reader, love words in general. So I started a note on my phone because I was like, this is crazy. And it just happened to me again. Hold on, let me add it. Okay, the first word was apricity. The feeling of the sun on your face in the winter. I heard that during the Love is Blind weddings for the first time, and I was like, wow, what a beautiful word. Like 2 days later, I heard it again. Apricity. Secondly, the word pottering. Pottering. It's not an American English word, I don't think. It's kind of like puttering, where you kind of meander from one point to the other without a sense of urgency, kind of. I read it in a book. Actually, this has a lot to do with the book series I was reading at the time. I was reading The Mime Order by the author of The Priory of the Orange Tree, Samantha Shannon, I think. We'll talk more about those books. I have thoughts, but pottering was in that book, and I had to look it up because I was like, did they mean to say puttering? Because it was like the same context. No, pottering. The next day, in a YouTube video from a Japanese person, used the word pottering when they talked about how they rode their bike. Weird. The next word was sylph. SYLPH as an adjective to describe someone who's like very fey, very willowy and ethereal. I think that was in my book as well. And then it was used in a podcast, just very kind of offhandedly. Like I think if I hadn't been listening for it, I don't think I would have even grokked the word that they said, sylph. And then just now, I heard the word Arcturus, or the name Arcturus, in Piranesi, to talk about the name of a magazine. Arcturus is the name of one of the main characters in the Mime Order, and it's like such a weird arcane word. What is happening? So here are my thoughts. Either the universe is trying to tell me something, I'm in some sort of spiritual pocket right now that's saying like, hey, listen, be present. Or this happens all the time, and for some reason right now I've come out of some sort of funk or fog, and now I'm able to hear it. Maybe both. Probably both. If this has happened to you recently or ever, let me know. I love this kind of stuff. Okay, let's go look at old stuff. Listen, if I have to drive by a thrift store on the way home, we are gonna pop in. That's a good color. I did find a really cool leather bomber jacket. It's not too heavy either. I like it. $10. Guess what I get to do more of today? Spreadsheets. Yay. Something very exciting just arrived. My tummy hurts. It was inspected and packaged with great care by Rick.
Rick, thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
What?
Best award I've ever gotten in my whole life. It's all thanks to you.
Wow.
Where are you? There you are.
Ooh, Super Dry packet? Super Dry is a great brand.
Oh my gosh. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Wow. To celebrate hitting 100K, I'm gonna buy myself some pants that I would have bought anyways, but it just feels like a special occasion. And they're finally back in stock, so let's go pick them up. Pants, 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 pants. Can my head be in it too?
Yes, can we? There you go.
I really wanted the Technicolor ones. They don't have them. Oh wow. This is the part of the video where I try to fix the sweaters that I bought. Through the power of friendship. Ugh. Okay, so this one, I did a little research and it said you can block and stretch sweaters that are not 100% natural materials, but that my mileage would vary. This is 80% wool. We'll see how it does. Here's the before. It's not that terribly bad. It's just a little too tight. Basically here, I'd love it if the sleeves are a little longer. A little more space up here would be nice, but I like the length at least. I'm also gonna try and block this scarf. It's all kind of bunched up. We'll block it, we'll steam it, we'll see what happens. And if you're like, wow, I'm gonna use this as a tutorial, don't. There's better ones online. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't work here. So they say the best place to do blocking is somewhere that is warm and dry. You know what my house is not? Warm. You know what else my house is not? Dry. I live in the holler, okay? Are you stuck? Okay, we'll go together. Go ahead. How many times are we gonna open these freaking windows in this video? Yesterday, February 1st, in Ohio, it was 60 degrees. Today, February 2nd, 27. So my sweaters are pretty much blocked and stretched and dried. So now it's time to see if they keep their shape. I'm looking at the sweater and I'm like, did I even pin it much bigger than it already was? The shape looked good though. Kashi, halt your movement. Thank you. Ha! Stop. The moment of truth. Let's try it. It's perfect now. What the heck? That actually worked. Before I kind of felt like a little bit of a sausage being squeezed into its casing, and now my pit's got room. Still a good length. Huh. Imagine that. And the scarf? Also much better. I think I need to hit this with an actual iron. But the sheepies are no longer like felted together. It kind of does smell. And I don't know how that's possible for it to smell worse than it did prior to washing it. Ooh, this side looks even better. Wow. All right, let's talk about sweater mending, shall we? I had quite the crazy Friday night last night. I got an Indian burrito. I watched a scary documentary. I worked on mending this beautiful cobalt sweater. Gosh, this thing is so beautiful. I've been toying around with the idea of crocheting a sweater as my first big project. I've made a couple little things like a hat and a handkerchief. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to have a sweater? And then I'm like, I have so many beautiful sweaters. What am I thinking? Will I still do it? Maybe. I really wanted to learn how to visible mend, and I tried it out last night. Be aware that this is not the most beautiful patchwork in the world. But you can see I did a little crosshatchy looming there. But guess what? It took forever. So fiddly. You have to tie tiny little strings. And then I was like, wait, what if instead I just needle felted the holes? Which, you know what that involves? Stabbing. That's all you have to do. You just stab the felt into the hole. I think the final result looks better. I think it's more seamless too. It blends more seamlessly into the weave of the existing fibers. So once I decided on that, I got a little lost in the sauce and felted most of the holes closed. And I used a collection of different colors. Isn't that so cute? I thought it might be cute to turn these shapes into stars or hearts or circles or something. Although I do like the organicness of just the whole. So let me know what you think. Should I do a shape? Should I just keep them the normal organic form that they just took naturally? I do have a couple more holes, including this big one. So let's get to stabbing, huh? I find that starting on the underside helps you fill the hole a little bit better. So I'll felt that down just a little bit, and then I'll go in on the top side as well. And I feel like in the past I've gotten questions about needle felting, specifically like how to care for it or how sturdy is it. I wouldn't recommend doing this on an area of clothing that gets a lot of wear and tear, like the heel of a sock or the knee of a pant, because you'd really have to put together a dense felt for that to work, and it's not the most supple thing. But just for a little hole on a sleeve or on a shoulder, I think this is fine. And as for how to care for it, personally, for a sweater like this, even if it didn't have holes in it, I wouldn't be throwing it in the wash frequently. I'd probably be just spot cleaning it. And if I did throw it in the wash, it'd be like a super gentle, cool cycle. No dryer, no heat. Oh my gosh. Especially with needle felting, because that will shrink the felt. And yeah, the point of this is that the mending is visible. It's not perfect, it's a little bit of personality, so if that's gonna bother you, maybe learn Swiss darning or something. But this is so easy, so quick, and so fun. You can kind of hold it up to the light to see where your fibers are sparse. Add a little bit more. And just kind of go front and back until you have a nice, dense little patch. For the final pass, I'll stay on the outside, so it really packs the fibers in on the outside and makes it as clean as possible. Easy. Let me go back over my other areas. Isn't it so cool that this beautiful vintage wool sweater was being sold as is at the thrift store for $5 because of these holes, these little moth holes? Isn't it so cool to know that, hey, that's no problem. That's actually an opportunity to customize, to make it more me. And we can save it from almost certain doom in the landfill with a few simple stabs of needle felting. Such a sweet little detail. Wow. Just like that. Okay, I think it's about time that we finally, after what feels like months, talk about books. But while I do that, I'm gonna clean my room. We can't escape the fact that this video is all about getting our lives together, so let's kill two birds with one stone. Let's read two books with one brain. Welcome to what has become less of a bedroom and more of a clothing dumping zone in recent times. I don't know about you, but even since I was a kid, my bedroom was never a place that I hung out in. I slept in there and got dressed in there and then got out. And I'm thinking maybe it's because my bedroom was always messy, and so it wasn't super fun to be in general. But also, I don't know, it just didn't qualify as hangout space in my head. And that's definitely what's happening here. This is really just throw clothes place. And that ain't right. That ain't fun for anybody. Ooh, look at this. I also recently thrifted this vintage sweater, t-shirt. I saw this on the rack just poking out and I was like, you have to be kidding me. Look at this tag. Look how old and crinkly it is. And it looked like it would fit me, but upon getting it home, classic Kathleen issue. A little tight here, a little tight in the pit. Are you our next victim for blocking and stretching? I'm procrastinating, can you tell? I have a whole drawer dedicated to jeans. I don't think I've opened it in 6 months. I think I just need to admit to myself that I don't need any jeans, really. Maybe 1 or 2 pairs. When I showed this pink sweater in my Japan haul and y'all called it a thneed, I felt very seen, very judged, but very seen. It's giving Parappa the Rappa, literally. Also, I need to cut my bangs. Ugh. I just found Japanese grape Mentos. Wow, clean your room and you'll find treasure. Okay, last time we talked about books, I think I mentioned that I was currently reading The Priory of the Orange Tree. And part of the reason I haven't talked about books a lot recently is because I just feel like I am getting caught up on everyone's TBR from 4 years ago. I didn't start reading, I don't know, the current faves until just the last couple years. Before then, I was really just eating my way through really long series like The Expanse, a lot of Brandon Sanderson. Anyways, just in the last couple years, I've gotten more into just one-off novels, little series. And I worry about just repeating and talking about books that have already been kind of beaten to death on the internet. All that to say, The Priory of the Orange Tree was okay. It's not bad. I feel like a lot of people really loved it, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really beautifully written, the prose, especially relationships between people. I thought it was nice and nuanced and complex, but I don't know, it felt just like a lot of fetch quests. I think it's not even halfway through the book where one of the main characters has to go on this huge quest like basically across the world, across continents. And I was like, whoa, this is big. Like they built it up a lot. And I'm like, wait, this is only halfway through the book. Like what else is going to happen? Well, it turns out the rest of the book is people being like, and then this person went across continents. And then this person went across continents and came back. I have no idea if this is a hot take or not, but I like the way Samantha Shannon wrote. So after I finished it, I was like, what else has Sammy Shanny written? And I stumbled across the mime order. It's like crime drama in London, but also fantasy, and there are like vampire people. I like books that have like a lot of politicking and court intrigue. So I picked it up and I started reading it and I was like, why does this feel like fan fiction that I read when I was 12? So then I picked up the audiobook and I was like, maybe the audiobook will strike my fancy a little bit more. And I was like, wow, I really love listening to this story more than reading it. I wonder why. So then I tried to read while I was listening and I was like, wait, these are literally not even the same words. And then I realized I was reading the original version of the book that she wrote when she was 20, and I was listening to the recently released Redux version that she wrote 10 years later after she had written a bunch of other books and was just like generally sharper at her craft. Oh, what I was listening to literally was better. So then I got my hands on the updated versions of all the books. It was pretty good. I don't know, it wasn't my favorite. I'll say this, for as much backstory and reasoning for behavior that all of the characters have, the actual characters felt like cardboard cutouts a little bit, like with their actions and with their dialogue. I think this is also a me problem. I've talked about this plenty of times before, but I really have to like be able to connect with and believe characters in books, or else I'm like, this fake. This is not real. This is not how people talk. I don't know. 3 stars, whole series. And that is just my opinion. Been holding these leggings this whole time. Put them away. I actually gave up halfway through the 3rd book because I was just simply like, I don't care anymore. Was that a mistake? Anybody who loves this series, was that a mistake? I mean, you're probably going to say yes, it was a mistake, but anyways, I gave up and I started reading Piranesi. Complete tonal shift. Complete 360. Piranesi, in a nutshell, is about a scientist who is very sweet and lives in a giant labyrinth, and we don't know why, and he doesn't know why, but he doesn't ask questions, and we don't know why, but we do ask questions. I loved this book. I just finished it this morning, and it was a great example of a character that I just really felt like was a real being that existed somewhere in a different world, living and breathing and thinking. I could just really believe it, even if it was so bizarre, even if his actions were extremely bizarre. It felt similar to Clara in The Sun, where the protagonist has a very specific and somewhat wholesome view of the world, and their view of the world is just like not reality. So that like naivete, I think, is what really just like tugged at my heartstrings. For how many scenes that take place in that book that are cold and wet and dark and kind of hopeless, it's full of so much beauty in life. So anyways, that's books. Do you want to know what's on my TBR? I literally just started this morning Latvana. This one, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. I also have The Will of the Many, hoping to read that right after. If you've read anything recently, especially like newer releases or just kind of out of left field things, drop them down in the comments. I also realized that I just talked about a lot of books in a very critical manner. When I'm speaking right now, I'm not like holding other people's feelings in the forefront of my mind. So I'm guessing if you loved some of these books that I was kind of like, meh, that might have felt like very coarse and potentially a little offensive. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just speaking frankly. I'm being frank. I could wear that again. Would you believe that it's like 4 hours later now? But I was reminded to come film again because I wanted to tell you something. Remember earlier in the video when I was talking about words that just keep popping up and now I'm hearing all the time? My sister-in-law does like a word of the month every month. Tell me why this month's is apricity. Okay, I was thinking about this more, and maybe this word is following me more right now because it is winter time. So it makes sense that people would be thinking about the warmth of the sun on your face in the winter. I get that. But I've been alive for over 30 years, and I've never heard it before. And I'm a word guy. Did someone famous say apricity recently? Why is it in the zeitgeist? What's going on? What does it mean? I still feel kind of bad about how I was talking about books earlier. Was I being too mean? My struggle, my main struggle in life. Am I being mean or am I just being honest? Has there been a word haunting any of you recently? I guess if you're going to be haunted, it's not a bad way to be haunted. Speaking of haunting, I just got a gaming headset, you know, the kind with the little microphone. So I've been gaming with my friends, as one does, getting flamed by 12-year-olds on Fortnite. Fortnite. I'm not even kidding. Last night I asked a question because I was new to a game and someone called me a Sigma. So I deserved it. How dare I ask a question in Lego Fortnite? Anyways, I'm really hoping by the end of this video you're feeling a little more relaxed than how you started it. Unless I made you mad about books that you like, then maybe your heart rate's a little up. But regardless, I really appreciate you spending time with me. I hope while you watched, maybe you multitasked, doing something that you loved, or maybe you did something that you don't love and you needed a little support, like doing the dishes or cleaning. Next week, I believe we're gonna do a little Valentine's Day thrifting, maybe styling some outfit ideas, whether you're having a romantic Valentine's, or maybe you're having a solo tines, or a galentine's. Maybe it's just another Friday for you. If you like this video and that next video sounds interesting, then I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button so that you make sure that I pop up on your homepage and in your subscriptions feed, so we don't lose each other. It's a great way to let YouTube know, like, hey, this is a good place to be. New Thrift Gremlin teas coming in the next couple weeks. Keep an eye out about that. Office makeovers coming down the pipe. At some point. These things take time. And also, if you have any video requests, maybe you like a specific type of video I make, maybe you'd like to see a type of video I've never made before, feel free to drop those down below too. I'm kind of looking forward at the new year as where can we expand? Where can we explore? It seems like folks really like the road trippy or travel stuff, whether I'm thrifting somewhere new, going on a little adventure. I'd like to do more of that for sure. I have some ideas for designer thrift flips percolating. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here. And I just love you and appreciate you, even though you're very stinky. Take care of yourself. Okay, bye.